What's up guys, I'm Max, that's Neville Bradshaw. In this video, this guy is going to race a 22-year-old CR500 against the modern 450s. What's he thinking? Let's go.
What a race this is going to be. Oh, Bradshaw, he's got the big red to the stop. Look at Nev go. Bradshaw 272 on fire.
In 2017, we joined Neville Bradshaw as he raced the British Two-Stroke Championship. The South African veteran raced the modern machines on a 15-year-old CR250. And through our three-part documentary series, you guys were right there along for the ride. At the final round of that 2017 championship, Nev decided to leave his CR250 at home and instead ride his friend's 28-year-old CR500. By doing that, he pretty much gave up his shot at the title, but he did it purely for the thrill of the ride. This was the start of his love affair with Big Red. Fast forward 2 years and many two-stroke adventures later, we are back at the races with Neville Bradshaw, and this time he has his own CR500. This time around though, the challenge is going to be far greater. Today we are at the first round of the 2020 AMCA Championships and Nev is here to race in the ultra competitive MX1 class. Last year Nev finished second by just a few points riding a KX450. This year though, Bradshaw will be taking on the 450 teams and their modern machines on a 22-year-old CR500. Why on God's good earth would he decide to do that, I hear you ask? Well, it's all for the love of two-strokes. Guys, this is seriously the most epic video we've ever done, so if you're a two-stroke fan, make sure you watch until the end. Before we get started though, we need to say a big thanks to the sponsors of this video, MyPitboard. MyPitboard is an advanced tracking system that provides millisecond accurate lap times straight to your bar pad. If you want to find out more, watch until the end or check out the link in the description down below. A big thank you to MyPitboard for helping us get to the races. Three years ago, we shot the original series of what we thought was your final season racing. Yeah. Here we are, 3 years later, ready to go again to line up at the gates. What keeps you coming back and lining up behind the gates year after year?
I'm not sure, just I find life is a lot easier when I'm riding motorbikes, pretty much. I really enjoy having something to work towards and keeping fit for and riding, and yeah, I just feel like I'm more myself when I ride a bike, you know. And then with this AMCA series, pretty much the reason I'm doing this is because during lockdown and stuff, I just trained so much because that's all we had to do. And then after lockdown, I rode quite a bit, so I feel like it'd be a waste not to race, if you know what I mean, when you put like a bit of work in. So yeah, just that, and just still enjoy it, you know. Like I still enjoy racing and the feeling it gives me, and still want to beat people and do well. So yeah, as long as that's going, keep it going, I guess.
So just tell us about the AMCA Championship then. You did it last year for the first time. Just tell us a little bit about the series and who you're racing against. Yeah, there's some fast guys in the MX1 class.
Oh, for sure. Like there's about 7 or 8 guys in the MX1 class that are, I'd say they run around 10th place in the British Championship. And then I think it's a lot easier for them to come here and get a deal, you know, like if they're top 3 in this championship, they get free bikes and get to ride for a team and get a mechanic and stuff. So the racing's intense. Like last year was pretty gnarly, you know, like there must have been about 6 or 7 different moto winners, and I came up a little bit short last year. I lost about 6 points in the end, but I just didn't feel myself last year, you know. It wasn't until I went to JP just before Farley to ride the 500 that I actually felt like myself again. I was actually ready to quit because, as I said at the start of the first two-stroke video, like I'll ride as long as I have a good feeling on a motorbike, and last year I didn't have a good feeling and it wasn't fun for me. And then I got back on JP's 500 when we were testing it, and I was like, geez, that's myself again, you know. So just for my confidence, funny, just mentally I realized I can still ride a bike, and then I went to the last round and won all 3 motos. It's just funny how it works, isn't it? But the guys are quick, and like the track's going to be gnarly today. Like it's really wet, and then there are going to be some deep ruts and stuff, and some of the tracks are pretty cool. Like they seem to prep them deep and water them a lot, so there's always lots of ruts at the track. So the racing is quite good. You guys will see it's quite intense. The top 6 or 7 guys can haul ass here.
I think it's pretty important to say that you did have the option of a paid ride this year for this championship, but you decided not to take that deal, and instead you've turned up with a 22-year-old CR500. You kipped in the van last night. Some people are going to think like, is he crazy? What's he thinking? What was the thought process and why have you chosen to do this?
Well, I'm just at a point now where I don't need stress. You know, like I'm quite an all in or not in kind of guy, you know, so if I was going to race for a team, like I'd want stuff to be done properly. I was doing stuff properly and I just didn't feel like it was met both ways, and I just want to ride for fun now, you know, like I don't need that stress in my life anymore. I had stress like that when I was racing professionally for 12 years, and now I just want to have a bit of fun, and this is just cool, you know, like as it was with the two-stroke series before, I can leave it if I want, you know, like that's the cool thing about it. Like when I'm riding, if I'm enjoying it, crack on with it, and if I'm not, you can just jack it, you know. So don't have any sponsors to keep happy. Yeah, just riding for the fun of riding, you know. Like I think it'll be quite cool for people to see what a 22-year-old CR500 can do. You know, if I can be somewhere in the top 10 on that, it goes a long way, you know. Like all these guys, and you'll see their bikes as well, like they've all got good bikes, factory suspension, pipes, you know, and good riders. So it's a fair comparison, you know. It's not like you go into a club race or something. Like you go into like a very, you know, like a very stacked field, and it'll be like an honest testimonial on the bike, I think, which I'm quite excited for. Like as a racer and as a fan of two strokes and a fan of the 500, I want to see what it does, you know. And there's nothing at risk, there's no prize money, so it doesn't matter. I'm not chasing a championship. I don't care if I win an AMCA championship or not. JP's come to help, just good times riding dirt bikes. My brother-in-law's racing the 1-5 class with his nephew, so kind of just like, you know, especially after lockdown and stuff, it's just a weekend back to normality, you know. I think everyone needs that now.
I think it's safe to say that most people these days haven't experienced riding a CR500. And to be fair, I think most people probably don't have the skills to ride on properly. Just to explain to the people watching what the experience of riding one of these things is like. How different is it?
Yeah, it's different, you know. Like I've let people have a go that are good riders, like very good riders, and they just give it back and say no chance, they're not riding it, you know. It's a very different feel. The best way is for me to explain it is a lot lower to the ground, and the power is like it's on or off. You don't make a mistake and go again, you know. And the momentum and the inertia of the bike is a lot. It's a heavy bike, and obviously when the power comes in, it's got a lot of power. And for myself, I think growing up in that era, like I learned to ride bikes, and I actually probably enjoy riding these bikes more than I do the modern bikes now, you know. It's funny how some people just give it back and say, dude, you crack on with that. Like literally cannot string a lap together on it, you know. So it's a very different bike. I think you either love it or you hate it, you know. There's no in between.
Last question then, what are your realistic expectations for today and the championship as a whole if you go forward with it?
Yeah, I don't know, man, it's tough to say. I think today will be hard in qualifying with the track being so deep, so that's going to be quite tough. But I would say anywhere between kind of 6 and 12 would be quite a good result, I'd say. You know, like I don't think I could get near those front guys that, you know, they all, you know, not just bikes, their age, you know, like it's all 22, 23, 24-year-old kids. I'm 37 now, you know, but, you know, like I'll give it a crack. You know, like if I could podium a moto, that would be pretty sick. I think on the right track with the right start it's possible. But yeah, biggest thing is just coming off the track knowing you've ridden good, and you know, just I think for the public as well, it'd be quite cool for people to hear a 500 going around, you know, like how long has it been since people have done that. But it doesn't really matter the result, like as long as I feel like I've ridden good. But kind of looking at it, I'd say between 6 and 12 is where I think we're capable of being. So, and then as the series goes on, just see how it goes, you know, like after today you can have a look where everything's at and then reassess the situation after that.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along then to the AMCA Championship then. 5 rounds over 6 weeks. In a few moments, the boys are ready for the first race of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, eyes down. 2020 is 15 seconds away. Get ready to make some noise. Get ready for the chaos round this corner, ladies and gentlemen. This is hard. Here we go. Here we go. So it's Greedy 1, Sanford 2, Waterman 3, Transit 4, Dog 5, Alba 6, Bradshaw on the big red is 7. And the rain is coming. We just checked the app and the rain is coming during this 18 minutes then. Let's see if the new kids on the block are going to cause some noise then. Here we go. The Bradshaw and the Hockey having a battle on the big 5. The big red 5 round the outside. Whoa! Bradshaw, unbelievable. Round the outside on the big red. Way to go! The Bradshaw, the big red, he's got 2 that time. The Bradshaw there, Nev Bradshaw, up to P5 on the big red. 2 to go then, 2 to go, 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Johnny's now 3. But behind Johnny there's a big battle going on. So Nev Bradshaw there, the big red, he's still P6. So your top 10 reads: Waterman, Greedy, Dodd, Southwood, Burton, Bradshaw, Alba, Chatfield, Hockey, Tranter. Bradshaw, look at Bradshaw, the big red. Wow, the big red's coming. Great ride for Bradshaw for the big 500. So Bradshaw finished P5 for a big 500.
That was sick, mate. How did that feel? You had that feeling?
Yeah. Like I wasn't riding good. Like I was riding okay, but not good enough. We got a lot quicker than that. But now,
now you know. After quali, it's a bit. You go from here to like there, and
But I mean, you see how solid those guys are. You know, those
Waterman, Jesus.
Yeah.
And Greedy had such a big lead.
Yeah.
And Waterman just built it in.
Started sweet as well.
Yeah, from the outside, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so first race ended up pretty sick. I ended up 5th in the moto. So it's quite cool. Got an awesome start. I'm so stoked to my start. It seems like compared to the 450s, like the 500 drives forward out the gate, where it seems like on the 450 we're always trying to keep the front end down. I had a nice drive out the gate, and then must have been about 8th or 9th in the first lap and passed a few guys. And then we actually caught up to 3rd place with a few laps to go, and I passed Burton on the last lap, which is quite cool. I was quite pumped on that. But just fun, you know, like it's just so different riding. That just sounds different, the ride's different, the jumps are different, the corners are different, and yeah, it's just really cool. I think hopefully the next ones I can get the same start if I can keep starts like that all day, and then I normally get better as the day goes on, like a little bit more comfortable. We've just changed the sprocket. We've gone one tooth smaller because it really revs out quick, the 500, and when you over rev it, it doesn't go forward, so try to go too smaller and just keep a good vibe going, you know, like that was pretty cool. And I was only, I think, 23 seconds off the front at the end. So if I can make that gap smaller, that's my goal, is to make that gap smaller, and then yeah, have another 2 good cracks at it and go home smiling, eh?
But let's have a little look for the big red then. Let's see what the big red can do this time then. Mr. Bradshaw, let's see. Let's see if the big 500 can get around that corner first. Let's see. Here they come. Right, let's see what this 18 minutes brings. Up there though, 272, the Bradshaw. Bradshaw got a little mistake then, but he's back on it. Comes the Bradshaw, the big red, round the outside. Whoa! The Neville Bradshaw 272's in there. Neville Bradshaw is coming at a pace that you wouldn't believe. The 500. Holy Moses, he's coming. P3. So it looks like Greedy has got the puncher. So does that mean that Chatfield's going to take the lead? Ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on this because Greedy's got a puncher. The Bradshaw can smell that 4-stroke in front of him. The Bradshaw on the big red. So 57 seconds on the clock. That means another 2 to go then. Neville Bradshaw then is only 3.5 seconds behind. How long is the Suzuki going to last there in 3? I think that's going to change. There's the Suzuki, but look who's coming in P4 on the big red. On the big red in P4, it's the Bradshaw. The Bradshaw is in pursuit of the Wolf Sport Suzuki. Oh yeah, the Bradshaw's moving in. He's moving in. He's going to have him on this turn. He's going to have him on the turn. It's all happening. Look at Big Red. Big Red's up to third. Big Red's up to third. Neville is checking his shoulder. He can smell that 4-stroker Johnny. Johnny checks his rear view mirror then, and he can see Neville Bradshaw's coming on the big red. He can hear it coming. That's motor. It's gonna be Waterman, Johnny, the big red Bradshaw.
Top three. Talk us through second moto.
There was a good
bad
moto
start. Top three.
No, that was mega. Didn't get a good start. I don't know what happened, and I was in about, JP said about 19th on the first lap, and man, I made some moves on the first 2 laps, just making good choices, and yeah, came through more. Past Burton, past Chatfield,
and then caught to the front two guys. Got about halfway and started getting a little bit tired, and I was making mistakes. It's like
I saw a couple of look
when you make a mistake on that, you can't come back. You know, like once you go over a berm,
so much.
once you go over a berm, you're going to go over 4 berms. I did that a few times, and then but I caught them.
You had some good lines out there. Some good two-shot lines.
So we've got one more to go. See if we can have a 5 and 3. And I definitely got the speed to win, but it's just you have
So
to get out.
you surely got to be in for a podium
Yeah,
spot at the moment.
so far. That was good, eh? That was good.
Right, here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Last time today then, the MX-1. Is it going to be Mr. Waterman, or is it going to be the Big Red of Mr. Bradshaw? In 15 seconds time, we're going to know the answer. The Bradshaw's got it. No, he hasn't. The Dodd has. The Dodd's got it. Bradshaw's there though. The Big Red's there in P2. So the Big Red then from Bradshaw was in P2, but he almost outshot it then. So as it reads, ladies and gentlemen, then Dodd, Bradshaw, Southwood, Tommy Albert, Warmers 5, 3D6. So we wait and see then where the Big Red is this time. It's looking intense because Corey Southwood trying to take the lead. Corey Southwood does take the lead. Bradshaw nearly almost has had second place as well. Holy smokes, is this going to be tight? What a race this is going to be. The Big Red trying to get among the top 2. Oh, Bradshaw, he's got the Big Red to the stop. He goes past. He's in P2. Yes, he is indeed P2 for the Big Red. Look at Nev go. Bradshaw 272 on fire. But the Big Red from Bradshaw is in P2 and he can smell the old 4-stroke of Corey Southwood. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's all happening. Corey Southwood needs to check his rear view mirror because here comes the Bradshaw. Bradshaw's holding track position. Greedy's moved to 3. Warman to 4. Greedy's coming. Greedy is coming. It's all going to happen. It's all going to happen. Get on that fence and scream to your heart's content because here they come. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, the Big Red has just took the lead. The Big Red has just took the lead. Neville Bradshaw on the 500 Honda. It's just took the lead, just like that. Who's going to come out top then? Is it going to be the Big Red, the big 500 Honda? With our South African on it, Mr. Bradshaw. What's that going to do? Is he still in the lead? Yes, he is. And the Greeny's on his rear bumper. His Greeny's on his rear bumper. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Here comes the leader then. The Big Red then, and then Bradshaw goes through in the lead then with 2 to go. 2 to go. It's the Big Red, but he's got Greedy on his rear bumper. Greedy's all over him like a rash. Greedy's all over the Big Red like a rash, tries to go up the inside. Here he comes then, Neville Bradshaw, the last lap flag being made ready, and I've got to be honest, here is an absolute little tiny gap between him and Greedy. Him and Greedy, there's a back marker in the way. This is going to be tense. Let's see if Greedy's got something in his tank for this last lap to get past the big red. To get past the big red. Can Nev hold on? Can Bradshaw hold on then? Can he hold on? Less than half a lap to do. Back markers in the way. Oh my God, here. Bradshaw, the big red, he's got inches on Greedy, here comes Greedy. Nev Bradshaw's won on the 500.
What a man, what a man.
There's something special, eh?
I was at the finish, like next to the finish, and you came across, like, you screamed so loud. How pumped were you for that?
It's like, it's something that, how many people can say that they've raced at that level and won in a 500? That's why I was playing with the 125 class, but everyone's on 125. I thought, how cool would that be? And just to start, I ripped the biggest holy. It was so sick. And then
yeah, you had to work for it. You didn't like rip the holy and then.
I got past early, but I got, like, as you guys know, like, I struggled with cramping, and already on the second lap I started cramping. So I thought, let me just calm down, and then got into like a rhythm. And then when I knew the wind was there, I was like, we're gonna go for it. But I know I can go 20 minutes though. That's what I said about the coronavirus. Like, I trained every single day, so I'm at a good place now, so I might as well race, you know. So, dude, how sick is that? To win a moto on a 500, 22-year-old guy.
Start of the day, you said 6 to 12 you'd be happy with.
I didn't know what to expect.
Mate, that's insane. After qualifying, like I knew when I've been practicing, I could run the pace. But obviously, like this, dude, you've seen the state of this track. This is a savage track, and when you're racing on a 500, it's a lot different. You know, the brakes. The biggest thing I find is the brakes. Like, I have some sketchy moments where I want to turn and use the brake, and the brake's not sharp enough to actually turn, so you end up going over the ruts. But so sick, dude. Like, that was mega. That was sick.
All right, so that is it for episode 1 of For Love of Two Strokes Season 2. We wasn't expecting that, and we're going racing again 2 weeks' time. Round 2 of this championship is coming up in 2 weeks' time. So make sure you subscribe to 999 Laser to see that. This is a 5-round championship across 6 weeks. Oh, what a day. I've been Max, this has been 999 Laser. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you at the track. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this epic 2-stroke journey. We couldn't do this without the help of our sponsors, so a big thank you once again goes out to My Pitboard. Those guys have an awesome product that brings some technology to the track and helps you lower your lap times. Check them out in the link in the description down below. If you want to see more of the For Love of Two-Stroke series, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and let us know what you want to see in episode number 2.